Alright, so this is the end result. And I don't know if you can see the dots, but they are definitely there. Hey guys, RP here from CryptoClarity, and what you have seen is basically some random steps on a sheet of paper. I made a portfolio of cryptocurrencies based on my random steps. And I did that because I stumbled upon this article about a monkey which made the same thing with the stock markets back in 1973, and he actually beat the professionally made portfolios by 1.7% per year. And I wanted to see, this is kind of fun to, I mean, how does this go in the cryptocurrencies? Will it happen? Will it not? To be honest, I think the idea is kind of retarded, but I did it anyway because I was like, why not? So I made this sheet of paper, which was like completely equal. All the squares were equal, and I stabbed 30 times into them. I put 600 boxes in those. I assigned 600 cryptocurrencies to those boxes, and I stabbed randomly inside that box. And the cryptocurrencies were randomized in order. They were the top 600 cryptocurrencies currently on the market. And I chose the top 600 because they were the only ones which had decent volume. Because I thought, like, let's take this a step further, and I actually purchased a small amount, like I purchased $3.3 in each of the chosen cryptocurrencies to see that, like, how does this go, and I will make like weekly updates about it. So yeah, I basically chose them, and then I looked at the barcodes, like which of the stabbed code is linked to which cryptocurrency, and I made the 30 list after those 600 coins and made the portfolio. The portfolio looks like this, and I actually made kind of a fancy Excel sheet to track this, and I put the Excel sheet inside the description so you can see it and you can check it all the time. So this actually updates live based on CoinMarketCap's actual rates of current currencies at the moment. I mean, values of currencies and market caps and such. And you can actually see like the actual profit which I made since I purchased them. So I invested in total $96 into this portfolio, and I think that this is retarded, so don't do this after me. And I think that this is actually burning money or close to burning money, but it's a nice experiment that we can follow up and stuff. So I mean, why not? And so far, in one day, the whole market share increased by a total of 2.19%, and that's obviously nothing, and that's no indication of how will this go, but it's kind of interesting. So I did this kind of thing, and that's kind of cool. And I also will make a graph of it. So here, this one will be the graph which will show, I will periodically stamp the current situation with my portfolio compared to the whole market cap, because that's my idea here, and that's why I made this video. I think that picking cryptocurrencies are so risky and so full of variance that you cannot really do it well in a way that you will be successful over the long run. And this is what I want to make. I want to make this as a proof. I don't know. I just thought about like reviewing more cryptocurrencies and reviewing the white papers and then deciding whether to invest or not, but I don't know if I can pick profitably. I don't know if I can foretell the future based on what I read now in the white paper or the information about them on the internet. So I was like, okay, well, I don't know if I'm skillful enough. I don't know if I'm good enough to tell you what to buy, or what is a good idea and what is not. And I don't feel qualified to do it. And I don't know who is qualified in this whole cryptocurrency scene at the moment. But what is for sure a good idea is to check that how does a randomly generated portfolio do. And I decided to put up some money on it to make it more interesting. Another noteworthy fact is that in the stock market original like example with the blind monkey, the market was outperformed just because the cheaper and the less known stocks performed more well on average than the like big ass stocks. I think that this is exactly the opposite in the cryptocurrency markets, because most of the low performing small coins are shit coins, and the shit coins will not outperform the big coins over the long run. So I think that this was a pretty bad idea from my part, but then again, just don't do it after me and see how this goes. So in this randomly generated portfolio, there were a couple of interesting picks which, came out randomly. For instance, the Veras coin, I bought it from an exchange and there were no buy orders. Nobody on the whole world wanted to buy this coin except me, and there were only sell orders in the minimal price possible. So I was like, oh my god, this is the suckiest investment ever. But then again, I chose it randomly, so I bought $3.33. I guess I should say just burned $3.33. We will see. And the other interesting was the Nubits, the USNBT tokens, which are basically pegged to the US dollar value, so they cannot increase in value because they're constantly $1. So these two were kind of retarded picks, but then again, it was all random, so whatever. Another thing is that I did not include the fees inside the whole purchase money kind of things here, because I think that would taint the whole thing. So the fees were kind of high always, because compared to the low volume, you kind of had to always pay a fixed fee. Also, I realized that it would be a lot better to make this like a big experiment with like 50 times 30 coins, and I might actually do that. So yeah, I did. I made 8 or 9 more extra test portfolios, and obviously we have to compare this to something. This number, this average ROI doesn't mean anything unless we compare it to something. So if you have some cryptocurrency investment, and if you try to really pick the best cryptocurrency ones, then over time you can compare the return from this moment in time on your investment to this investment. This thing. And let's see how it goes, and let's see if this one outperforms yours or if this one is worse than yours. And this will give like a good idea on whether or not you actually had control and wits and skill to outperform the actual market. And this is nothing provocative, this is nothing bad, this is just a way to check the whole idea of of your investment quality. Okay, so this was my idea here. So if you like this video and if you would like to see more reports on this project, then just click the subscribe button so you see more stuff from me. And if you like this video, then you can press the like button. If not, that's no biggie. So have a nice day, man or girl.